With Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko versus Magnum Zhang Weili, the super fight going down in 2 months, which, man, that's really close. I'm so excited. I just wanted to talk about something in regards to this matchup. I noticed that a lot of people, are going with Weili to win this fight. On Tapology, you got 72% in favor of Zhang, only 28 picking Val, which is absolutely insane to me. Now, it seems like the betting odds did shift, and these are like the DraftKings odds. I think Val is like now the slight favorite. Whaley's the slight underdog. But I do remember a little bit after UFC 315, the opening odds for a potential fight between Zhang and Val. Zhang was the favorite initially, and who knows, maybe she will shift back to being the favorite. But that's not my issue. I don't mind people picking Weili to win. If anything, good. Pick her. I want Weili to win, and I want Valentina Shevchenko to lose. And y'all know why I want Val to lose. I'm sick of her, man. I want the changing of the guard. I want her era to be done. I'm bitter that she went out there and got the last word against my girl Alexa Grasso. Did so much complaining for a full year how Grasso's inferior to her and got lucky. And actually got to freaking win the rematch, or the trilogy. And got the belt back and defended it. That does not sit right with my soul. So I need a cathartic release of seeing Valentina, seeing her empire crumble. And I want the Chinese Empress to go out there and beat the crap out of Valentina. And plus, I've been a Weili fan for quite some time. Outside of when she fought Tatiana and Thug Rose both times, I've usually been pro Weili. Like, if you followed my original channel before it got terminated, if you follow this channel, I have always been advocating for Weili. Like, since 2019, around the time when she got the title shot against Jessica Andrade, I supported Weili because I wanted Andrade to lose for slamming Rose into oblivion, slamming her unconscious. I wanted Andrade to pay. Plus, I was sick of watching Andrade just winning fights with no technique, all strength, and all toughness. I needed to see a skilled fighter not just beat her, but put her away. So that was a satisfying outcome. And Weili, I was already kind of a fan going in, but that made me an even bigger fan when she won the way she did. She made my wildest dreams come true. And then I was defending Weili when everyone else was saying, oh, Weili's not proven, she's not legit. I said, no, Weili can defend her belt. She can stay the champion. Now here she is 5 years or 6 years later. So I do want to see her succeed. I do want to see her become double champ. But what I don't like is that a lot of people who are picking Weili to win, they're picking her to win by decision, and not just by a decision. I'm seeing people saying a split decision win. I just watched the MMA Guru's video on the announcements for UFC 322. He said Zhang by a split decision. A lot of fans I've spoken to have said Zhang by a split decision. And that makes me really, really uncomfortable. I do not like that people think that the most likely path for Weili to win this fight is a decision. Okay, I am not comfortable with this fight being a close fight. Obviously, I want to see Weili do well. But if this fight is a competitive fight throughout 5 rounds, Valentina's kind of piecing her up despite giving up a few takedowns, maybe does a little more damage, but Weili could have edged it. If it's that kind of fight, do you think I'm going to be confident that the judges are going to give the fight to Weili? Do you think I'm going to be confident that that's going to be enough to take the belt from Val? Because what have we seen from Valentina in these last few years of having close fights? Even as the challenger, she got gifted. But against Tyler Santos, arguably should have lost that fight. Or at least, I can see a 48-47 score. But literally one judge gave her 4 rounds to 1, which is ridiculous. Like, that is some next level biased pre-written scoring right there. And then Grasso, she got blessed a draw, which could have been a split decision loss. Grasso as the champion in a close fight arguably should have gotten the nod. If we're going to use that argument that to be the champ, you got to beat the champ, Grasso should have won that fight. She didn't. Val got a draw, which then was a layup for the trilogy, which then Valentina, of course, won in dominant fashion and, got her belt back. Then again, Manon Fiorot, Valentina Shevchenko, another really closely contested matchup. And who do they give it to? None other than Valentina Shevchenko. Now, of course, if Val didn't get the 4th round knockdown, it's very possible that Manon could have won that fight, or at least maybe lost herself a split decision. But literally, I think 2 judges gave Val the 5th round, which was puzzling to me. And again, Val wins a 49-46 score, and I think 2 other 48-47 scores, which I can see a 48-47. But 4-1 is a freaking stretch. And I personally thought that Manon Fiorot won that fight rounds 2, rounds 3, and rounds 5. And without the knockdown, I think it should be a 4-1 score for Manon Fiorot if she doesn't get dropped at the end. And the only close decision that Val has ever lost in her life, in her professional career, was to Amanda the Lioness Nunes. But that was a different set of circumstances. Valentina hadn't really established her legend yet as this dominant force, as this boogie woman. So Val kind of did fall victim. She was prone to that whole system of, if you want to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. And that thing was more prominent back in the 2010s, more so than it is in the 2020s. Now in the 2020s, we're seeing some challengers giving close decisions like Dricus, like Carla Esparza. But in the 2010s, a lot of champions would win close decisions. And a little bit in the 2020s as well, Volkanovski and John Jones. But that's besides the point. But then also, I think Nunes won that fight because that was just purely fate. I think Nunes was destined to win that fight. She was not meant to be a one-hit wonder who just knocked out or, beat up Tate, knocked out Rousey, and then lost the belt. That was not meant to be her legacy. She was meant to build this dominant, legendary run for at least 5 years before Pena got the upset and then Nunes got her get back and then beat Aldana and rode off into the sunset. But until that time, she was not meant to lose any other fight. And if Val would have won that fight, if she would have got the split decision, here's how else this could have gone wrong. Because, Nunes could have still became a 2-time champ. She could have worked her way back to a trilogy and won down the line. I do think that's more likely what would have happened. But what would have went wrong is in the women's flyweight division. Women's flyweight division, it needed stability and it needed a skilled champion. Someone who could carry that division on their back. We had Nico Montano, who was inactive, unreliable, never fought as champion, and her only UFC fight was against Juliana Pena. And then, of course, she won that one fight on Tough in 2017, so maybe that counts. But was never an active champion. And then outside of her, you had Caitlin Chukagian, Jessica Ai, but let's be real, man. No one wants to see either of those fighters become the champion. Now, Andrade could have maybe stole the belt at some point, which would have been kind of interesting, but women's flyweight needed Val. And Amanda Nunes and Valentina Shevchenko were meant to go down their own separate dominant paths. Nunes at women's bantamweight and Valentina at women's flyweight. That is the only reason why Val wasn't able to get that decision. Okay, the judges didn't allow it, the system didn't allow it, the universe didn't allow it. But now, as time has went on, Val has sort of built this aura of invincibility. So now every time a fight is close, these judges want Val to win. They want her to stay the champion. If she has any good moment in these close fights, the judges are going to exaggerate the hell out of the scoring to ensure that she does not lose the fight, to ensure that she wins. Okay, there is no way Grasso was going to win a split decision against Val, unfortunately, which she could have, or maybe she could have went out gracefully on a split decision loss against Val, which would have sucked. But Mike Bell literally gave Val 3 rounds. All he had to do was give Grasso 3 rounds rather than giving Val 3 rounds, panicking, being like, whoopsie daisy, and then making the 5th round a 10-8 so Grasso doesn't lose the belt, even though it didn't matter, because in the end, Grasso lost the belt to Val anyway 1 year later. So yeah, Valentina does not lose close decisions. Now, anything can happen. Life is unpredictable. I know a lot of people's logic going behind this is the UFC, they really want to push, the Chinese market. So they're going to want a Chinese double champion, right? But I really don't think that's going to be the case. And let me bring up fate. Let me bring up destiny one more time in this fight, because I mentioned that earlier with the Nunes fight. I think if Weili is meant to win this fight, it's going to be either a dominant decision or a dominant performance leading to a finish, whether it's a TKO, KO, or sub. There is no way fate is going to allow Weili to win, leaving any stone unturned. Okay, this is Weili's chance to make history, to do the unthinkable on a historic event, November 15th, and to become the 2-division champion. This is her chance to do that, and it's not going to happen in a close fight. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. And again, given Val's history and luck in close fights, how can I be confident that the judges are going to give it to Weili if it's a close fight? I don't see it. If anyone's going to win by a split decision, it's going to be Val. If it's a split decision in a war, I guarantee you there is a 100% chance you're going to hear and still. There is a 0% chance you are going to hear and new. And there is a 100% chance there's going to be a 49-46 score somewhere snuck in there. Even if Weili arguably could have at least won 2 rounds, if not 3. But if they don't give it to her, I could see the judges giving Val 4-1. Or one judge giving Val 4-1, the other 2 giving Val... Or no, if it's a split decision, it's one judge that gives Val 48-47, one that gives Val 49-46, one that gives Weili the fight. But of course, 2 judges against 1, 2 in favor of Val, that equals Valentina winning the decision. I'm having a really, really hard time seeing Weili win a close fight. Now, who knows? Maybe she will. Maybe y'all are seeing something that I'm not seeing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, anything is possible. Just the idea of this being a close fight, it scares me. Okay, I got so much PTSD from rooting against Valentina, wanting her to lose a fight, and it being close, having my hopes up, and then hearing end still, or hearing it be a draw, okay? I have trauma from that. I know I'm being dramatic. So I'm just not trusting. I don't have faith in Weili being able to pull through in a close fight. And another thing I want to mention in this video, even if Weili does win a close decision, here's why I think she just cannot afford to let it be close, even if, let's say, she can pull it off in a close fight. Because then that means there's going to be a rematch, Val's not going to shut up about it, and there's going to be another logjam in the division, and then Natalia Silva will get delayed a title shot even further. She's probably going to have to take not 1 more fight, probably 2 more fights. And if Val is going to lose, I don't want her to get infinite shots. I want this to be the end. If she's going to lose, I want it to be it. I want Val to stay the former champion forever and to bow out gracefully in defeat and not go out on top. I just do not want to have that happen. I want Weili to win convincingly because it would be cool, but also so no one can say anything, so that there will be no need for a rematch. Like, I want Weili to win in a fashion to where fans look at that and go, Val may have earned the rematch by being dominant, but she's only had 1 defense since getting the belt back, which wasn't even that impressive. Weili versus Natalia is more exciting anyway. Why should Val get another chance? She's already had so many chances. Like, I want fans to have that kind of perspective and mindset if Weili is able to win. And I know a close decision will not cut it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you guys think that I'm incorrect? Do you guys think I'm overthinking? Or do you guys think I'm spinning? Let me know. Or, sorry, I already said that. Like and subscribe. And turn on the notification bell. And see y'all on November 15th in the Garden.